feels like we're in control now. Thank God. Couldn't do any of this on my own. So we travel this road, and there's nothing that can slow us down.
What's going down, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new interview right here on Cassius Morris Official. Real quick before we hop in, just a reminder to hit that like button down below and smash that subscribe button if you enjoy the content I put out every single day. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button to get updates on everything I post, and make sure to leave a comment down below to help boost that algorithm. Today on the channel, we have an interview with rising Brampton star Rhyan Douglas. Ryan's debut EP, Circles, is dropping on Sony Music, and I gotta say, I'm incredibly impressed by this dude's talent. For an artist dropping his debut EP, and you're gonna see me saying this to him in the interview, I think we're gonna be hearing a lot from this young man as his career progresses. He's not even that young. He's the same age as me. So it's pretty cool to see somebody out here doing their thing from my country, trying to change up the sound and trying to, create a brand new genre. As we discuss in this conversation, Ryan's trying to push boundaries, and he's trying to make, different facets of his music and add different soundscapes and really break new ground that people haven't done, especially coming out of the country that we're here in right now. So hopefully you guys enjoy this conversation, and make sure to go connect with Ryan in the links down below. On all of his social media, I will include all of the essential links that you guys need. But until then, enjoy.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Ryan. How you doing?
I'm good.
Awesome, bro. Hey, man, listen, congratulations on everything, dude. It seems like things are going crazy over there right now. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, bro, there's a lot going on, and I'm very proud it's going on because couldn't imagine being here, but it worked out. I'm glad, Should I keep moving, keep working?
Gotta keep going, man. So you're down at the Sony offices today, I'll take it.
Yeah, I am.
Very cool. So what's been going on? Obviously, prepping for the debut EP, which is sort of set to drop sometime next month. Maybe take us into sort of the day-to-day right now.
So day to day is just probably creative now more than the music, because music is all done. Creative work, mixing, mastering. My project's about to be submitted pretty soon. Just listening back, sequencing. I feel like the more plays we get, the more feel we get to how people would probably perceive the album. Me personally, I like showing my homies the project so I can get like someone's opinion from outside the music industry or outside of music world of friends, opinion on how it sounds. So they can give me like a real like consumer answer.
Okay, because yeah, I would imagine there's tons of people within the business or the industry, whatever you want to call it, that you could speak with, but you find that everyday, quote unquote opinion is better to get.
Yeah, people would just listen to music on a regular, like probably taking the subway, taking the bus to work, early morning commute, like people who just have it, people who just have a regular schedule.
100%. So I mean, when did this start for you, Ryan? Maybe if we take it back, you're 19 now, correct?
Yeah.
So I mean, you would you'd have to have started singing at a fairly young age. Maybe bring us back to that point.
Well, the first memory of me like singing was definitely in JK, like kindergarten. Like we were singing like I Am Special. Just a
Okay.
little nursery rhyme for the whole class. And for some reason, the teachers always felt like a liking to my voice when I would sing, and they'd give me a bunch of opportunities to sing either the anthem in the morning off like the little intercom for the bells
Okay.
and everything, or I would do it like just in the gym, or they'd have me singing like small little shows for assemblies, and then from there transferred to like church choir, and then
Okay.
from church choir, transferred to just like actually taking vocal lessons and trying to master control and how to really take care of the voice in itself. And then a few years after that, it went to songwriting. And songwriting, I think, is where I'm still in. I would still say I'm still in a phase of where like I'm really trying to sharpen the songwriting. I'm in that phase still, but after that, it became more of just the showmanship part of it, of how can I become the entertainer now? How can I really draw attention from people? How can I really speak to somebody? And yeah, I'm just working
Yeah.
on that now. So I'm still growing, still trying to learn new things, not trying to overcorrect, but I'm trying to make mistakes. I'm trying
Mm.
to make good mistakes, you know?
Trying to be a student of the game, right? Which is super
Uh,
important.
that's pretty much it. Trying to be a student of the game.
Yeah, man. I mean, okay, so when you talk about sort of the technical aspects, which part would you say was the most important to getting you where you are now? Would it be the, breath control and the physical aspects, or would it be sort of the showmanship and performance elements?
I would say a bit of both.
Yeah.
Um, Really, what was important is the almost like the care for the music. Like, how much do you care about the music toward you think what you're going to be making is going to draw impact? Like, do you care this much about the music? And that's the thing for me, like, I care so much, and I realize that through the fact that I pay so much attention to detail. Even I remember, like, back in school, I wrote a paper one time, and like a teacher said I added too much detail.
Right.
But I feel like my songs, that's just, I guess you could say if you're I don't want to say open book, but if you're not, like, I won't say I'm extroverted, but
Right.
I'm a very open person. So I feel like getting down to the point where I can songwrite is what really boosted me into like where I am now. Like songwriting was very important because if you can really put down some words on paper, and also I think melody is important too, have a crazy melody to it, you're definitely going to have some ears wanting to listen to you because you bring something interesting. If you can write, producing as well, I'm trying to learn
Mm.
a lot more because I feel like I can build my own songs. I can learn more from that,
Yeah.
build a whole album maybe.
Sky's the
Build a
limit
whole
when you can produce, man. I mean, so have you tried that out a little bit, or is it on the back
yeah.
burner?
So
Yeah.
when I first started like working on like the computer and like actually recording myself, I had a good friend of mine named Eli Brown. He taught me how to use like Logic properly. And
Okay.
there are some crazy features in Logic. I don't want to like, I want to gatekeep it, but I don't want to like, I
This
don't
is
want to
too good.
gatekeep, but I'm gonna say there's this crazy thing in Logic that can make you sound very different and
Okay.
also very unique. So I spent a lot of my time trying to master that, still to this day. But I started making samples,
Okay.
small little like 30-second loops. My homie would send me some songs, and I had some luck actually getting them played. So I had a song come on my boy with XY and myself with Chris Brown,
Wow.
and songs with Arden, me and my homie Steven Schaefer, like songs like that, songs with Casey Pluto. It's like
Hmm.
it's cool because I'm like, this is not what I did in the beginning, and it's something I'm learning, but it's also working. So it's cool to
Yeah.
have a different bag that you can tap into, especially like let's say you get writer's block. Let me just make some samples. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
So
So, I mean, is that something you want to do? Do you want to take it, in the future? Let's say, 5 years down the line, would you like to have, proficiency in all these different areas? So, like you say, you could
oh
just
yeah.
jump around. Yeah,
Oh yeah. The more the merrier. The more the merrier.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So when it comes to the songwriting, do you like to collaborate with people on writing, or has it all been, stuff you're writing completely yourself?
For me, I feel like I can only write with people that know me at a certain degree.
Okay.
And I have specific people that I wrote with in the past that we just made some wonderful things, and I continue to write with them to this day. But majority of the songs that I make, I write them by myself.
Nice.
And yeah, I really like to just lay it out just how I feel. And if I do need help, I'll call a few of my homies to help me because I really love like seeing someone else's perspective on the song. And maybe that opens up another like space of like creative thoughts of like how to like
Yeah.
attack the song now. So yeah. Most of the stuff I write by myself. If I have little troubles, I ask my homies and I
Yeah.
ask my OGs.
You talked about, sometimes you feel like there's, too much detail, or at least you have so many details, in your mind. How
Mm.
exactly do you sort of go about picking the details that you want to narrow it down to and really focus on?
I mean, I see it like I'll just give you a like my way of thinking about it is I'll just give you my verse. I will give you the most important pieces, and I feel like the emotion comes from my background vocals and all the stuff behind it. And that's
Yeah.
the more details I would say I'm adding in the back, but the main subject is the lead. Everything behind that is the small little details. That's how kind of I see it.
That's cool. Well, I mean, yeah, I would say, a lot of the backgrounds, especially, they do really jump out and they make the song. And I
Yeah,
mean,
that's kind of like where my mind's at with that. That's what I
okay.
want. Too much detail. That's
Yeah.
why too much detail, you know?
That's good though in its own
Yeah.
way. I mean, I know you have executive production by, obviously Wonder Girl and Eli on this record. If you could maybe speak on that influence as well.
Bro, building the rooms, building the sounds, just building songs was just crazy with them, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, they're like very, 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 very good at what they do. They have a lot of experience in what they do, so I
Yeah.
trust them. And they're my homies, so it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed to have them a part of this project. I'm very blessed to have them a part of my life because they show me a lot, they teach me a lot. I learn from them, my friends, and we just make great music together. Yeah, they played a big role in just putting this whole project just together, just giving me the platform even.
No, 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
you speak on the, friendship in the collaborations, which seems to be a big role in it for you, when you do decide to branch out and collaborate, like you said. Would you say there's a big crossover between the Toronto scene and like the Brampton scene proper, or is it a situation where the Brampton team is here, Toronto's here, and it's not a crossover?
I feel like we're all just together
Okay.
because we're all just from the same province even, you know, like
Yeah.
we're all together and we kind of collectively all go crazy. Like all the Brampton people go crazy with the Toronto people and like vice versa. So I feel like we get the best of both worlds. I wouldn't say we're divided at all. Yeah, I would say
Good.
we're actually more together than ever, I feel.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I've talked to some people, and if I accidentally say, yeah, my boy from Toronto, they're like, no, Brampton, man, Brampton. Like that's not something to be confused. But I don't think that's the negative thing, right? I think it's just pride
It's
in
not.
being from Brampton.
Bro, I'll say I'm from Brampton before I say I'm from Toronto though. But I'll
Yeah,
just say for people that don't know what Brampton is, like let's say not from like this province or you're not from
yeah,
Canada, I'll just say Toronto because that's probably what you hear the most. But yeah, I would say I'm
for
from
sure.
Brampton to anyone before I say I'm from Toronto for sure. I love Brampton.
Yeah, definitely some, powerhouse, when it comes to artists, there's some powerhouse artists out there for sure.
Bro,
Um,
for real.
It's insane. I saw as well that you had a big show at History. Speaking of Toronto, of course, with Black, who opening up for
Yeah,
him.
bro.
That must have been crazy, man. I mean, talk to us about that show.
I mean, Black is a very, very good friend of mine, a very, very wise mentor of mine. He's definitely one of those guys where I talk to him about life and he gives me like very good like man to man advice. He also even like spoke to me about like even like therapy just as males and just in the industry and having to talk about certain things. And that show came about when he was on his Since I Have a Lover tour. Uh, I saw he was having a day in Toronto at History, and I was dropping that same week, and I was like, wait, what if I drop and he comes to the city? And like the timing is like crazy. So song comes out, he's in Toronto. I hit him. It was like 3 a.m. I was coming back from like bar St. Laurent. I'm like, just hit this guy at random. He hits me. He's like, yo, for sure. Yo, what? Pull up. Show up to the show. Yeah, I can do it. You can do this, on. So I pull up to the venue and we talk. And from there, we were just, I don't know, we were just reminiscing from the past and like from our
Hmm.
last link up, and we are just talking about the growth in the music. And yeah, he provided me a stage to really like show people this guy is from your city and he is upcoming and he is good. He's around the corner. And here's my cosign. Here is my blessing to the kid that he's good. Like that history performing for you guys alongside me, you know? And I really appreciate that moment 100%.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a huge one too. And I mean, the exposure, I could imagine just that word of mouth exposure in front of those people must have gone a long way.
Bro, yeah, it did. It did a lot for me in many ways. People definitely went back to look at the song that I dropped and they showed a lot of love and I'm very appreciative of that.
Man, that's so cool. Obviously, this is going to be a question I'm sure you're getting a lot right now, but I do think it's interesting to ask, festivals that you want to hit in the near future, people that you want to collab with. Is that sort of something that's on your mind at all when it comes to the future, or is it like you're just so focused right now that you're not really putting yourself there mentally yet?
I mean, I think about the future sometimes, so I have goals and I have places I want to be like milestones, but I'm a lot focused on what I can do now to get there. Because I know I
Yeah.
can get there if I work now. Getting there is always going to be around, like school, you know, like you can
Yeah.
always go back at whatever age. You can always do these festivals, but right now, what I'm doing now is really going to be important to later on then. So a lot of people want to collab. A lot of shows I really want to do a Coachella one day.
Yeah.
I really want to do a something in the water festival,
Mm.
Pharrell. I definitely want to work with a bunch of my favorite artists. I definitely want to work with like Steve Lizzies. I want to work with SZA. I definitely want to work with like crazy instrumentals like Corey, Henry, Questlove, like my favorites. So yeah, but I know if I work now and I definitely just keep doing what I'm doing, tighten up my craft. When I'm over there and when I'm in that moment, I'll be able to just really lock in and do what I have to do for real.
Yeah. No, I like that. It's one of those things to sort of keep in mind, but again, it's
Yeah,
the steps
man.
that you take now is what is going to make or break that moment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Just to wrap up, I guess, when people listen to the EP that's going to be dropping, what is sort of your desired goal for someone to take away from your music? Like, let's say they sit down, listen to the whole thing. What do you want them to think or feel during that process, if you had your way?
I want people to listen to the project and really make it their own. So however they feel determines how the project is for them. However it makes you feel. If it makes you feel a sense of bliss, if it makes you feel some type of sadness, it makes you feel happy, if it makes you feel mad, I want you to really like almost to be vulnerable. I want the project to make you as vulnerable as possible because when I was making it, I was as vulnerable as they can be, as I was. And I really want people to really have something that they can cling on to, where they can feel safe in their emotion, and that circles.
Awesome. Wow. Well, listen, Ryan Douglas, I'm really excited and I have a good feeling, man. Like, I think we're going to be hearing a lot from you in the next 5, 10 years. So I'm really excited, dude. And like I say, congrats on everything, bro.
Bro, thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro.